Well, we'll get back to my colleague Bansi there, but as of now, it is understood that today is the day. Of course, if the court doesn't go ahead and delay its verdict any further, but it is pretty much a given that today there will be a clear judgment coming out, because it has already been 10 years. The parents, almost every other day, every time there's a hearing, have come together outside the court to go ahead and find out exactly what are the proceedings so far. Well, coming back to you, Bansi, no doubt the parents will be hoping that justice will be delivered in this case.
Well, Akshata, this is a tragedy that we have seen that moved the entire nation, because this is a tragedy which claimed 94 lives, all of them young, innocent children, and only from the Palakrai area, about 13 of them were from that area. So we still remember many of those moving scenes and what really happened after that fire. All of them charred, many beyond recognition. So in this case, Muhammad Ali, the district and sessions judge, is expected to deliver the judgment in this case, because let's remember that this is a case which is a case which is seen as a defining case when it comes to fire safety standards by institutions, especially in Tamil Nadu. And here in this case, they've examined about 230 of them during the trial, including survivors and others, and 501 of them were witnesses. And in this, the sentence is expected. Let's also remember that 24 persons were accused in this, and during the trial, 3 of them were let off, because there were no specific substantial charges against them. So 21 of them now stand accused. So what will happen to them, we will have to wait and see.
Right, Bansi, to a large extent, the judgment will be considered a historic one, not just because the case was so controversial, not just because it led to the death of 94 children, but also because of the kind of ignorances that was present there. And also, of course, the large scale of the judgment will be watched out for, to see exactly what is the kind of punishment that will be meted out for these people who simply went ahead to ignore the law.
Well, Akshata, in this, 94 died, but 18 of them were injured severely. So some of those survivors who survived the fire but are badly scarred, their faces and their bodies badly scarred. Now they are also expected to be present even as the judge delivers his judgment. And this case is definitely a case which is seen as a defining case when it comes to fire safety standards in Tamil Nadu and in the rest of the country. So most of the case here is criminal negligence. So what kind of punishment will be handed out to the persons found guilty, we will have to wait and see, because most of it is criminal negligence and lack of the wherewithal, basic wherewithal to deal with an incident like this, failing to perceive the dangers of having insufficient exits and entries. So all these are being are being discussed, and the sentence, the quantum will depend on the gravity of how each one is perceived to have committed here.
Right, Bansi, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But after 10 years, the parents could finally get some sort of peace, some sort of relief that those who were responsible for this particular incident, those who ignored the laws and provided no sort of room for their children to be in fact saved in this particular fire, pay the ultimate price. And it's final now. The JDU has tied up with RJD in Bihar to block BJP in the state. Congress has also participated in this grand alliance to take on BJP in the by-polls for 10 assembly seats in Bihar next month. A formal announcement on the tie-up was made by the two parties today. And of course, this has been in the offing for quite some time. It was even confirmed some time back. But today, both the parties came out and made a statement that, yes, they will be joining hands, both the JDU and the RJD, politically very, very strong in the region of Bihar. They will be joining hands with the Congress. And this will be a power alliance, to say in the least. Probably such an alliance will be the only one that can break the BJP in Bihar. Remember, BJP won by many seats in the Lok Sabha polls, giving absolutely no sort of room for the JDU, RJD or the Congress to bag seats. So the three parties are hoping that together with a combined effort, they can go ahead and prove to be strong competition for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Moving on, a team of Shiv Sena and BJP leaders are expected to meet the Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh today and ask for the implementation of the Justice Mahajan report. Meanwhile, miscreants once again resorted to stone pelting late last night. The incident has been reported from Sambra village in Belagavi Taluk. They threw stones at a private bus heading to Gulbarga from Belagavi. Meanwhile, also a lot of political gambling going on with regards to this particular issue. It is understood that Shiv Sena as well as BJP leaders will be meeting with Rajnath Singh to ask for the implementation of the Mahajan report with regards to the border issue in Belagavi. And once again, breaking up the issue there, it looks like it will reach the central government, and they are expected to go ahead and react to the same. Considering that BJP leaders also will be coming together along with its ally Shiv Sena, it will be interesting to see if the Justice Mahajan report will be considered, and if that is, there's no doubt that Karnataka will once again boil over. As of now, things are once again in a volatile situation there. The curfew was lifted at midnight, and soon after, stone pelting incidents came to light. KSRTC buses once again being targeted there, and people, especially activists, were seen just hours after the curfew being lifted going ahead and resorting to violent acts. And we spoke to the Belagavi DC, Mr. Jairam, a couple of hours back. Here's what he had to say about the situation right now.
Yeah, the situation is absolutely normal.
Right.
The prohibitory order was in force till yesterday midnight.
Right.
Now it has come to normal, so we lifted the prohibitory order. Earlier also there was no curfew. It was only prohibitory order under the CRPC 144.
Right.
Now the situation has become normal.
Right.
I don't think the imposition of the 144 again, it may not required. We'll see today. I'll see and watch. If required to impose once again. I don't think it is required, because the situation is normal and law and order is under control.
And well, that was the DC saying that as of now things seem pretty much normal, so it doesn't look like there will be a need as of now to go ahead and once again place a curfew in the particular area. So of course it looks like the police will continue to scrutinize the area very carefully, and if they do at any point find a need to go ahead and once again put a curfew, once again impose section 144 in the area, they will go ahead and do the same. And while the city police is gearing up for tomorrow's Bandh in Bengaluru called for by pro-Kannada organizations, Home Minister KJ George has instructed the police to maintain a tight vigil and ensure that the Bandh passes off peacefully and the public property is not damaged. Protesters who indulge in violence will be arrested and booked under the Gunda Act. Senior police officials, including the City Commissioner M.N. Reddy and Additional Commissioner Alok Kumar, besides ADGP Kishore Chandra, have been apprised by the government on the need to ensure that commoners are not put to hardship. Well, it is understood that the police are gearing up for tomorrow's Bandh. We will be looking at a large number of police personnel out there on the roads to ensure that no untoward incidents take place. It is expected that there will be large-scale protests across the city, with the organizations coming together, in all likelihood going ahead and staging a protest from Town Hall to the official residence of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. KG George has already woken up to the Bandh. He stated quite simply that necessary security has to be provided on the roads. He's given the responsibility to senior police officials and directed the likes of the Commissioner to be present out there on the roads to monitor the situation and ensure that Bengalurians are not affected.